past July was 5 years. I'm 27 years old now, and I started when I was 22. Are there some young people in here?
Yes!
A lot of people say you can't do this business if you're young. I'm telling you they're wrong. And it's crazy. You guys are going to hear my story tomorrow, but the short story is I was on my way to medical school, and I thought medical school was the safe bet. And if you're in that route, right, you know, some of you guys may have gone to college and then graduate school, medical school. It's not an easy process. And once you kind of get the ball started, it's kind of like you don't want to quit. But a lot of times I find people just take the next step because it's the next step. And I found myself in that position. I wasn't sure if that's really what I wanted to do. So it's really neat how I was introduced to USANA. I don't know if you guys have seen, but my mom is here at convention. This is her first convention. And she was struggling with some health issues, some bad ones, depression and some other things, and she was introduced to USANA via Dr. Hirschcheck, who you guys might have seen on stage. But he just said to my mom, look, I can help you with your health. There's a wonderful company called USANA. You need to give it a try. And the products changed her life. And so when Mom started feeling better, she started telling the rest of the family that we needed USANA. Now, as a 22-year-old that was playing 2 sports, ate well, exercised 3 hours a day, do you think I thought I needed supplements? I really didn't think so. And I kept pushing, and I was battling her, but she just continued to nag me. So I'm so glad that she did. She said, Jordan, talk to Dr. Hirschcheck and see what he's doing. He's trying to get out of medicine, you're trying to get into medicine. Thought that was fascinating. So I sat down with him, that was 5 years ago, and some of you young people might resonate with where I come from. The beginning of my USANA business was a challenge. I had no sales experience. I had, I mean, age was probably a barrier for me. I was the guy who decided not to go to medical school. I didn't have time because I was taking 18 credit hours and playing 2 sports. So I had every excuse not to succeed at USANA. But ultimately, I knew deep down in my heart that this product changed my mom's life, so it's got to change other people's lives. So I just got to figure out how to do it. And that's what started a process of development for me. And so I'll tell you, I went gold in 2 years, hit the 6-figure mark by 24, and then went ruby. And then it was crazy. I kind of got stuck at ruby. It wasn't that I wasn't trying, but I found myself doing a little bit too much training. And here's what I mean by that. If you guys are writing down these points, this would be the first point. Prospecting solves all problems. You hear me on that? Prospecting solves all problems. I was trying to train my team because I had this base of people, so I thought, come on, you got to do this. You want it, right? You want it bad, right? So I found myself spending all my time trying to train the people that I had, as opposed to looking for people that produce just faster because I think the desire is there. So I started spending more of my time prospecting. I spend about 80% of my time prospecting. 19% of my time I spend training new associates, and I spend 1% of my time problem solving. You know what problem solving is for me? You have an issue? Call customer service. I don't got time for that, truthfully. And that was really hard for me, because there's a side to me that wants to you know, nurture my new associates and make sure that they're taken care of. And I ended up babying all these people. Oh, you need to change your ownership? I'll do it for you. Not anymore. I had to learn how to run this like a business. Again, that was all part of my process of development. Okay, so then what ended up happening was that year I came back. I was Ruby. I came back the next year to convention. I was Ruby again. People asked me if I took the year off. No. I just didn't do things maybe as well as I should have, but I was still working the hours. Well, this past year I decided that I was going to shoot for President's Award. And it was kind of crazy how the goal kind of arose, but basically I ended up going Emerald Director in about 10 weeks after convention, and then 8 weeks following I went Diamond Director, and then Lori Truman, Executive Director for USANA in the US, basically said, Jordan, you're on pace to hit President's Award, you should go for it. You'll figure out tonight that I didn't hit President's Award, but I was pretty darn close. But the cool part was I created some momentum in my business, and I made small adjustments. So I was still working the hours, but I tweaked the way that I was building my business. Does that make sense? Yeah. So let me tell you this, friends. Ever since the beginning of USANA, I've never been one to chase titles. You hear me on that? Do not chase titles. How many times do you see these people, they skyrocket through the ranks, and then you watch the income chart and they're nowhere to be found. Why does that happen? Because their businesses aren't solid. Dean Shonis, Dr. Wentz Vision Award winner last year, told me, he said, Jordan, he actually told me when I started, he lives 20 miles from me, we're cross-line. He said, Jordan, just build a solid business. Don't chase the titles. Don't get frustrated, or don't start to feel like this person's doing it this way and they're better than you are. Just build the business the right way. So I remember I just built it solid. And I'll tell you, friends, I'm usually one of the top 5 diamond directors week after week after week. And guess what? I'm here at convention not working my business. Guess who's going to still be one of the top 5 diamond directors? Every week. Because you look at my business, it's solid from auto ships. All the legs are solid. So it's one of those things where since the very beginning, it was never about me. It was never about trying to be better than everybody else. It was just do the right thing, and organically what happened? The rank advancements will come. You hear me on that? The third point is this, okay? You got to let go. Let go of control. I'm a control freak. I am the type of dude that thinks I can do everything better myself. And I've always had that attitude. You guys might have heard my brother speak. I am. That's just my nature. And I know that it's a strength, and I also know that it can be a weakness. And so when I was doing my diamond run, that's a lot of volume that I can't move by myself. So ultimately it was like, okay, you guys just go do this. You guys are going to do this presentation. You guys are going to do this spa party. Good luck. Okay, you guys do this. I had no idea how it was going to come together. But guess what? I had to let my leaders lead. And guess what happened? They started producing, and it's crazy. I learned so much through that diamond run that has now accelerated. And it'll be interesting to see how this year unfolds. Because I'll tell you right now, my pace for President's Award this year is looking a lot better than it was last year. And I'll tell you, it's because of the leaders and the team that I've established. So I'll leave you guys with this. Desire was something that I've had since the very beginning. And there will be times where it feels like your business isn't growing. And it's going to be times where people in your downline aren't doing what you want them to do, and prospects not showing up, and people not getting on conference calls. That's very normal. But you need to control what you can control. Can you control the number of hours you put into your USANA business? Yes. Can you control the number of phone calls you make? Yes. Can you control the number of follow-ups that you do? Yes. Control the things you can control, and if you work the hours, the business will happen. You don't know that the guy you meet is going to be a silver director. But if you're not working the hours, you're not going to meet him. So work the hours and watch your business grow. And I'll tell you, friends, I'll see you guys all walking across that stage, no doubt, next year. Okay? Thanks a lot.